Yeah, students, I'm going to show you something with respect to the current context that we are discussing. I'm going to show you some of the PPTs so that you can take a photo of it and remember all the things. I'll not take much of your time. Already the schools are closed, a lot of things are changing. You are clueless of what's going to happen. Last year 10th and 12th did not happen, so some of you must be very happy about it. You must be like, अब ये साल भी नहीं हुआ तो अच्छा होगा. What's Anna? Rancy, Sandra, is that the mentality that you have? You don't want the exams to happen. If you don't want the exam to happen, so please pray for it. And if you pray for it, and if it comes as a wish, then remember you have to focus on your internals to a large extent. Now they have brought lots of things into internals. तो एग्जाम रहना अच्छा है, because in exam you just have to sit for 1 hour or 2 hours max. I think 1.5 hours and 2 hours, and if that happens, then it's just easy to pass and score good. But if that doesn't happen, it's quite difficult, because the focus is going to be very heavily on lying on the internal marks. So how are internals divided? How are the whole exam pattern? What is the major change that has happened? We'll discuss about all these things. Even for 9th standard students, it's going to be very similar to this. But to know more about all these things, students, I would like to request you to please download Super Teacher Official app. You just have to type Super Teacher Official on your Google Play Store, and the moment you do that, you will get one suggestion on the top. It will have a tree kind of a symbol. I'll show that to you a little later. And the moment you download that, you can get the regular updates of what's happening. You'll get in the notification about a chapter's video getting released. You will get a notification about live sessions that will be happening on a regular basis. In fact, today also there is a live session that's going to happen at 7 o'clock. So I'll be joining all the students across and clearing your doubts one by one. I'll go through the mock test that you guys have attempted. I do not know if you have done that, but I'll show the question paper, and we'll try to discuss the answers. So whatever chapter you want to study, whatever chapter or concept that you're preparing, with Super Teacher Official app and live sessions and lots of other information, all these things will happen at a very short period of time. You don't really have to spend a lot of time in studying. Sometimes it's better to discuss with your friends rather than study by yourself. Isn't that, Abhay? Thoda sa, if you just sit with Sridhar or Arjun for some time, and you start preparing yourself, I think things become much more easier for us up to a certain extent. Yeah, so this is going to happen today also at 7 o'clock. I request you to please register for the same. The link of the same will be coming on the chat right now, and you'll get the complete information about it. So that's it with respect to the introduction. I'll not take much time. Let me quickly share the screen and show you what we're going to discuss right now. So you can take a photo of all the things that's happening here, and you can make a note of things. First of all, if there are 10th standard students out there, most of you must be 10th standard students. I'm really sorry that it's a Sunday and in the evening I'm giving you gyan on what's going to happen for your exams and things like that. But I'll make sure that the session is quite crisp and clear, and I'll be very fast. I'll make sure you understand. You just finish off with this session as soon as possible and carry on with your gaming. Probably, I do not know. So now everybody's there in lockdown. Most of you are investing your time in PlayStation, or I don't know, Xbox maybe. So yeah, but I'm spending a lot of time on a lot of gaming and going out and things like that with a mask on. Anyways, so this is going to be something that we will be discussing right now. If you want to know more about all these things, download the app. All the information that I'm going to discuss today will be available in the app itself. But with a session like this, you wouldn't get confused, and that's the reason I thought I'll directly interact with all the students out there. Here we go. So with respect to the whole CBSE pattern right now, majorly there are two things that has happened. Yeah, one is there is a massive change in the way the question paper is prepared. That's the first thing. Second thing is your exam is divided into two major areas, and one is not dependent on the other. That means if you're preparing something, if Mandar is preparing something for term 1, he can forget that for term 2. Yeah, that's a good thing, right? It's not coming all together. Jaise pehle hota tha. Even if you study for the first sem or first half yearly, you might have some questions coming from your first half yearly to the annual exam also, summative assessment, which they call. So you have to be careful in that area. But right now, It's proper 50% syllabus for term 1, 50% syllabus for term 2. So this is the second major change that's happening. The first, the way the exam is conducted, generally you go in the hall and sit in the exam and write the definitions. What do you mean by the arithmetic theorem, or what do you mean by midpoint theorem, or what do you mean by everything that comes across. So you have to write it, you have to define it, you have to do properly. But this time it's fun, because you have to color it. You'll be given with an OMR sheet. An OMR sheet will have A, B, C, D as an option. And oh, chota chota goal cheese hoga, round cheese. I don't know. I think you know that, right? You just have to use your black pen and you have to color it. I'm not sure if it's black or blue. Your school will tell about it. And right after doing that, your OMR sheets will be shared with people here at CBSE, and they'll check your paper. Some of them will be checked under the computer by just scanning it, and some of them will be manually done. We are not sure about it. So this is how your complete exam is going to happen. Now, some of you must ask me, where is this exam happening? Is it happening at home? Is it happening at school? COVID ka time hai, main school nahi jayega. Most of you are like that. Isn't that Mandar? You don't want to go to school, right? Yeah. So don't worry. Depending upon the situation, they'll ask you to either come to the school, or they might not. Yeah, that's how it works through. Anyways, let me come to the direct point. Many people have told about this examination right now, and they said that out of all types of examination, this time they're not going to test your memory skills. That means some of the students who are very good at understanding but not so good at cramming or mugging up, जो बीच में बैठते generally, third bench or fourth bench or fifth bench, sometimes even the last bench students, they don't like to memorize. They want to understand things, and if they understand, they write it in their own words, even in tuta futa English. You guys don't have to worry, because it's all about ABCD. If you know the answer, you know it. If you don't, in pin septipin in pin out karke, you can just remove some of the options and you can put B or C. But that's not the way it works. You're not supposed to do that. Make sure that your answers are quite justified. And this time, writing such kind of exams are going to be very interesting. I'll prove that in this session itself. I'll teach you some of the concepts, especially most boring subject. I don't know, chemistry. Do you like chemistry? Yeah, I'll make it interesting today. I'll make it interesting and easy today, and give you complete clarity on one of the concepts. And all the concepts will be dealt on a daily basis or weekly basis in the form of live sessions through Super Teacher official app. And that's the reason I'm repeatedly saying, please download that app. Anyways, let me directly come to the point. I've already spoken about it. This is going to be the pattern. Watch this. So academic session to be divided into 2 terms. You saw that, with approximately 50% syllabus in each term. 50% matlab, if you have in your textbook 18 chapters, 9 for upar, 9 for niche. Term 1 ke liye 9 chapters, term 2 ke liye 9. Okay, something like that. The syllabus for the board examination of 2021-22 will be rationalized. Rationalized ka matlab hota hai, things will be removed. For the first time, even school or the CBSE board is feeling कि कोई chapter का वहां पे रहना मतलब ही नहीं है. No use of such kind of chapters to be present in the book. Some chapters are totally moved, and in some chapters, some concepts are removed, but remaining a part of the chapter is still there. We'll discuss about all those things. That's called as rationalization. Yeah, efforts will be made to make internal assessment, practical project work more credible. Now, credible in the sense, इसमें कितनी सच्चाई है, how far this is truth. Like Ananya has submitted me a project work. Did she buy it from internet? Did Sridhar make it and give it to Ananya, or was it like Aishwarya helped her? No, we are not sure about it. So we need to keep a check of that as well. किसी ने copy किया क्या नहीं? So how to do that? All those things we will discuss here. So this is how the exam is going to be split up. I'm not going to speak. Just look into the slide which is there right in front of you. Have you seen this before? No? So your term 1, 15 marks, term 2 will carry 50 marks. Term 1 will be having MCQ based board exam, which will be 40 marks. It's not 100, it's 40, because this is term 1. Na? And internal assessments will be for 10 marks. Very, very important. Agar aap logon ne padhai nahi ki, and if the exam is not happening properly, your gradation, your promotion to the next class or the college is totally dependent on your internal assessments. And that's why इस बार internal assessment को बहुत ज़्यादा focus दिया गया है. And that's the reason internal assessment has been given a lot of focus this time. I'll talk about it. And it's going to be similarly for even term 2 exam. But in case of term 2, which is scheduled to happen in the month of I think March or April, if I'm not wrong. What they have planned is, suppose if there is no COVID at that time, positively, if there is no COVID at that time, you will not have multiple choice questions. You will have a proper written based exam. आपको photosynthesis का definition लिखना पड़ेगा. Yeah, there you have to memorize. थोड़ा सा. We can't help. So so you have to pray that COVID should be there. I don't think so. You want that to happen. So let us take a chance and prepare a little bit and be ready for theory based. So that's why they have written mostly theory or MCQ based exam again for 40 marks. If it is a theory based exam, it will be for 120 minutes. There's going to be a separate slide on that. Similarly, here also you have something called as internal assessments. Now, what do you mean by internal assessment? That is divided into 4 more areas. The first and the foremost is called as periodic assessment. कभी किसी ने periodic assessment लिखा है? Most of you might know about it. It's like the unit tests. It's like the class test that happens right after 1 or 2 chapters. Some school conducts it 4 times. Some schools conduct it 3 times. Some schools irritate by conducting 100 times. I do not know if your school is like that. Roach test karke. I don't know. But periodic assessments, seriously, it should be at least conducted 3 times, and the best of 3 will be selected. Two best of 3 will be selected. So say, for example, if Arjun scored 17 out of 20 in periodic assessment 1, 18 out of 20 in periodic assessment 2, and in periodic assessment 3 he has scored 0 out of 20, say for example, many padega pehla do achhe se ho gaya. So if it's like that, then yeah, those 2 which is good will be selected. But it also depends upon the teacher's mood. What if teacher doesn't like Arjun and she's like, मैं तुम्हारा 17 out of 20 and 0 out of 20 ही consider करूंगी? Because internals is in teacher's hand, so you have to be very careful. So make sure that you're disciplined enough in the school, at least in the online classes, rather than mocking the teachers. Just try to listen to her. एक साल बस, then 11th में जाके फिर से मस्ती. Let's see. Multiple assessment is second category. Subject enrichment programs is another category, and portfolio is another category. I'll show all of these things one by one separately, so that I give you proper clarity on that. So periodic assessment हमने देखा था कि it's going to happen for एक साल में 3 बार. The best of 2 will be selected, and it's going to be more of understanding if a student has understood or not. So if suppose Chetna did not understand something, the teacher will know, so she will redo that chapter, something like that. So the moment we complete periodic assessment, this is new. ये नया है, आज तक आप लोगों ने किया नहीं है. This is called as multiple assessment. You have done all these things thoda thoda, kabhi kabhi. Multiple assessments will be given by teachers to test how much involvement you're showing. That means a teacher can conduct a small quiz competition today in the class. A teacher can conduct a survey. That means she can ask Arjun or Anjani or some student out there. She go to your neighboring houses and understand how many COVID patients were there, if everybody's safe or not, something like that. A survey kind of a thing. It's going to be more of a field work, more of a project work. ये सब करने में बहुत मजा आएगा. Generally when you play cricket outside in your locality, आप दरवाजा ठक ठक करके आंटी पानी करके आप पूछते हो, right? You ask for water, you ask for अगर ball balcony में गिर गया तो. But this time it's going to be more of educative. It's going to be more of survey sort of a thing. So such kind of activities are going to be on peak this time, and the teachers are going to measure this. ये सब करने में मजा आएगा, पढ़ाई करने में मजा नहीं आएगा. But this is more important. So let's not do पढ़ाई. Let's do all such kind of work to score good in multiple assessments. I hope you got the point. Yeah. But one good part of multiple assessment that's very, very new is this time it's going to be peer assessment as well. Now, what do you mean by peer assessment? Say, for example, Sana and Chetna are very good friends. Yeah. Now, if I am the teacher, I'll call Sana and say that, hello, Sana, how is this Chetna? Is she doing well in the class? Then Sana has to tell about Chetna. Yes, sir, she's really good. She's been studying everything properly. She's an extremely, talented girl. And I really like her for her, intelligence, something like that. Now, this can happen when Sana is a genuine girl. If she's a good friend of Chetna, she's going to do. Suppose दो दोस्त के बीच में झगड़ा हुआ तो खत्म. सना सर वेरी बैड, चेतना इज वर्स्ट. ऐसा लड़की आप कभी देखी नहीं सकते, पढ़ाई नहीं करती है. she'll never do it. This is called as peer assessment. So the peer assessment is all about understanding the other students by talking to the friends of respective students. Don't worry, whatever example I give, exactly aisa nahi hoga. It depends on the school, the way they conduct it. It's totally different. It's just about, you should be talking about your friends. You should be assessing other friends. Now, why are they bringing this into picture? A peer assessment is one of the most genuine methods of knowing someone. क्यों? क्योंकि whenever you are in trouble, whenever a teacher scolds you, or whenever you scored really good or really bad, you don't like to share that with your parents or teachers first. You want to ask your friends, hey, तेरे को कितना मिला? Did you understand? तू भी fail हो गया, मैं भी fail हो गया, something like that. So you have a genuine relationship with your friend circle that is going to be tested to a large extent. Yeah, so don't worry, everybody will not be asked with every other student. Yeah, it's just going to be something related to self and peer assessment. Self assessment is all about knowing about yourself. I'll talk about this. This is called as multiple assessment, students. I hope you got an idea. It's going to be like quizzes, project work, collaborative projects, experiments, classroom demonstrations, etc. How much participation you're showing and all these things. Right after multiple assessment, this is fun. ये बहुत मजा आएगा तुम लोगों को. This is called as portfolio. Now, what do you mean by portfolio? किसी के पास Facebook account है यहाँ पर? I'm not really sure if you have a Facebook account or Instagram account, which you're not supposed to have, by the way. It's a different story. But the point here is most of you know what Facebook account is, right? It's like a Facebook account is a place wherein you share information with others. You send requests to your friends. You see who are the other students who are there in the same school. You try to understand who is your classmate, what kind of pictures they post, and you post some pictures. If you want to find out somebody in the school, then also you use Facebook, right? If you understand what I mean. The point here is looking at a Facebook account, you will come to know who and what that kind of a person is. Yeah. So that's going to give you a proper portfolio from entertainment point of view, from media point of view. But in case of professional levels, agar if I have to tell you who is your maths teacher, if you say that my maths teacher's name is Mr. Sudhakar or Mrs. Sumitra or something like that, the moment you say that, what it actually means is you know that teacher, and if I ask you how is she or he, you're going to say that they are very good. They've been teaching in many schools. In my school itself, they've been teaching for 5 years. They have a very good track record of giving 100 out of 100 to all the students many times. So you talk about that thing to the other people. You start liking the person. That's called as portfolio. Some information about somebody. Now you have to create your own portfolio. That means suppose here in this case, if Shriram is present and Shriram has been working throughout the year on various different projects. He has worked on say for example water cycle mechanism or rainwater harvesting or understanding the population surge, or he has done so whatever activities that you have done to apply the concepts that you have learned in the textbook in real life. You can put that in the portfolio. मैंने ऐसा ऐसा काम किया, मैंने ऐसा ऐसा काम किया जिसकी वजह से मुझे ऐसा ऐसा कुछ समझ में आया. I have done all such kind of work because of which I was able to understand so and so work. So the place where you're writing all these things is called as portfolio. What you have done with respect to the learning that happened in the textbook. I know heights and distances from the chapter in maths. I understand that. Okay, with that information, what did you do? I know LCM and HCF. With that information, what did I do? So you have to make projects on all these things will be given by your teachers. You don't have to worry about it. Yeah. Now, some of you might ask me, where am I supposed to make this portfolio? Is it going to be on the paper? Is it going to be on Facebook? No, 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 no. It totally depends upon the students. The teachers will communicate to you all properly on how it is supposed to be submitted to the school. That's called as portfolio. Portfolio is really interesting, students. It will really give you fantastic insights on your learning. It's like more on talking about, like, say for example, today if you go to a chemistry lab and if you want to check how ethyl alcohol tastes. अगर आपको कुछ like you do a lot of experiments in the chemistry lab, right? And if you want to see how alcohol tastes, that's not the right place. आपने सूंघ के तो देखा होगा, you would have smelled it a little bit, and it'll like spirit kind of a smell will come in that, and you'll be like, yeah, अच्छा नहीं है. All such things are called as investigations. Wherever your curiosity takes you, it's not wrong. Without the teacher's permission, absolutely it's wrong. But doing it with teacher's permission, no. You can mention all these things in the portfolio. Yeah, it is like talking to yourself. Have you ever spoken to yourself? Yes, no. कभी कभी खुद से बात किया होगा. Especially this happens in the bathroom. I mean, like most of the times when you go to the bathroom, you're like, "अरे आज मुझे ये homework complete करना है." क्या क्या अर्जुन तू अच्छे से कर सकता था, आज क्यों तूने मिस किया? Sometimes if you really mess up, you scold yourself. And ऐसे लोगों को हिंदी में पागल भी बोलते हैं, right? No, पागल नहीं कहते उसको. It has got a very good technical term called as metacognition. Metacognition enables you to understand yourself. If you're talking to yourself, do not stop it. Continue to do that. Yeah, keep talking to yourself the more than to your friends. It'll bring the inner Varshini or inner Dhruva or inner Sriram or Arjun for that matter. You should talk to yourself to a large extent. Portfolio will give you that idea. Yeah, so this is with respect to portfolio. It has got lots of ideas with which it will be judged. It will have teachers will check your neatness, creativity, visual appeal, how nicely you're presenting the information. Are you going to make a portfolio which is online? Are you going to make it like a file offline? Totally depends upon your school and the teachers, so they'll let you know about how it's going to happen. Yeah, so this is with respect to portfolio. Finally, subject enrichment activities. Do you remember in the previous class, the previous 5 minutes back, we were discussing about tasting ethyl alcohol or things like that. Those are the place wherein you test your curiosity. You want to know about the things. That's called as subject enrichment activities. It's all about applying the concepts that you have learned in the textbook in real life. As simple as that. And making a note of it, you do it in the portfolio. Here you actually perform that action. Subject enrichment activities will be given by all the subject teachers. In case of English, they'll be more oriented towards how good is your listening skills. Now, Vasu is speaking over here. Is Dhruva really listening to me? Is Arjun really listening to me? Is Sridhar really listening to me? Now, what do you mean by listening? It's an important criteria. It's an important attribute that you need to have. So that's called as subject enrichment activities. I do not know. Has your English teacher anytime played a video or an audio and asked you to guess what kind of scenario this is? So in my case, what used to happen is they'll play an audio. Yeah, it's like a song. It'll have the clapping sound, or it'll have the clanking sound. It'll have the people walking. Suddenly it'll have some train honking sound and announcement sound, and the teacher will ask you which scenario is it. You have to immediately tell it's called as a railway station. I don't know, such kind of activities. Now, all these are some of the activities which improves your listening skills. So in this way, you're applying whatever you're learning in your daily life. That's called as, upskilling yourself. And that's where subject enrichment activity can happen. This you would have definitely done. Kisi ne kabhi, have you ever taken the leaf of a tree or a plant and kept it inside a notebook and closed it forever? Nahi kiya hai? Ye sab masti. You can do that. So what you can do is you can just remove the leaf of a plant. Yeah, just take a notebook and just put it inside and close it. Open it after just 2 or 3 months. When you open it, what color the leaf will be? Some of you like, sir, सूख जाएगा, इसमें क्या question है? No. सूखने के बाद वो बहुत अच्छा दिखेगा. The green color pigment would have gone. In the textbook, it is written that chlorophyll is very important for that green pigment. You know that, right? Now, as sunlight is not there, usko wo nahi milta, to wo brown color ka change ho jata hai. And you'll be able to see. This is one of the subject enrichment activities that I did when I was in 6th standard. So such kind of activities, you can do it in the class, which the teacher will be doing, asking you to do, in fact. And when she does, she will assess you how well you are doing that. That's called a subject enrichment. That's it. So what are the 4 major things that's going to be there in case of internal assessment students? Any idea? First, periodic assessments. Fantastic. Second, multiple assessments. Great. Third is portfolio, and fourth is subject enrichment activities. So these are the 4 major. Just imagine, ye 10 mark ke liye kitna jaan dena pad raha hai. But this 10 mark is really important, because suppose if the exams do not happen, so they will consider this 10 mark for grading you all to next class. So whole thing will be dependent on that. Is 10 mark ke liye jaan dena to padega, no doubt in that. But at the same time, maza aayega. You will really enjoy doing all the 4 kinds of assessments. I don't know about periodic assessment, although regularly hota hai, bore marta hai. That's a different story. But the remaining 3, it will be fun. You'll have a lot of collaboration. You'll talk to each other over the phone. You'll arrange your own Zoom calls and things like that. Ask your teacher how they really want to, assess that, and based on that, you'll come to know. So that is with respect to the internal internals. Shall we discuss about the MCQs now? I'll take you to the MCQs, but before going there, let's discuss something related to the pattern over here. तो यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हो, this is about term 1. I do not know if you're able to see this. Yeah, you're able to see this, I guess. So here in this case, class 10 term 1 exam pattern. So this is how it's going to be. We discussed 40 marks MCQ. Whatever happens, it's going to be a 90 minutes ka exam. And this is going to happen in the month of November, December 2021. And right after that, yeah, 90, and cover only the rationalized syllabus for term 1. Now, what are the syllabus that is rationalized for term 1 for respective subject? We have properly mentioned that on your Super Teacher official app. You'll get to know all the information. There'll be proper revision maps given to you, and you know, quick view, chapter views, and all these things. You'll get to know about all these things. So download Super Teacher official app as soon as possible. It's a free app. You don't have to worry about it. An MCQ based exam, including case based MCQs and MCQs on assertion reasoning type. इसका मतलब क्या होता है? We'll discuss later. So there were two types of exam, right? MCQ था और internals था. Internals 4 types पे divide हुआ था. MCQ, how many types? We'll see later. Yeah. So right after this is term 1, and similarly for term 2, it's again going to be 40 marks, and it's going to be mostly theory. In case the situation is not conducive for normal descriptive examination, a 90-minute MCQ based exam will be conducted at the end of term 2 also. So अगर तभी भी COVID रहा, then you will be going through a 90-minute MCQ back again. MCQs are interesting, students. You'll definitely like it. And this exam is going to happen in the month of March and April 2022. Examinations will be centered by fixed by the board. But this exam, if it's a theory exam, it will be for 120 minutes. Now, 120 minutes is a big time. Yeah, 2 hours, you have to properly write and then do your exam. And similarly, this is also going to cover only the rationalized syllabus for term 2. So this is with respect to term 1 and term 2. Any doubts so far? No? If you have any doubts, you can put it on the chat. I will enable the chat for a few seconds, and you can ask your questions. And even my team members are we are all present on the chat as well. So you can ask your question. I'll solve it there. Super Teacher official app ka link bhi, you have it on the chat. You can download it a little later, or even now if you want to. Now, this is going to be the different scenario that I wanted to talk about. This is interesting. आपको ये सुन के बहुत अच्छा लगेगा, especially students who want to have COVID in both the times. Is there anybody like that? COVID होना चाहिए, lockdown रहेगा हमेशा, मेरे को school नहीं जाने का है. Yeah, Bhavdarani, Sridhar, Divya, Arjun, anyone like that? I don't know. It's been quite a long time. I think you guys should go to the school. You should start going to the school. It's been like it's boring. Without going to school, life is really boring. Yeah. So here in this case, you can see this chart very clearly. It talks about term 1 and term 2. Right? If there is no lockdown on term 1, that means you can go to the school, and there is lockdown in term 2 in the month of March, April. So there will be an MCQ based exam जो school में होगा in the month of November, and in term 2 में lockdown है ना, so that can happen. A descriptive or MCQ can happen at home. Forget about kahan hoga, that's a different story. But they will be considering term 1 ka exam ka marks to grade you finally. In case if you're not going to the schools because of lockdown, and you're writing your exam at home, so that mark will not be taken that seriously. So that is the point here. They say that if there is no lockdown in the month of November, December for term 1, but there is lockdown in the future, so term 1 ka exam ka jo mark hai, the term 1 exam mark will be considered for assessments. That will be given more priority, or the weightage of marks of term 1 will be increased to provide the year-end results. So इधर का 80% उठा लेंगे, term 2 का सिर्फ 20%. उसके अलावा internal assessments as well, even that is going to be there. Now, in case of term 1, in case of term 2, both the times lockdown is there. This is what you want, right? Don't lie. This is what you want. Lockdown and lockdown. In this case, read that very carefully. Results would be computed on the basis of internal assessment, practical and project work, and theory marks of term 1 and 2 exams taken by the candidate from home. Moderation ke liye lenge, but not much. Internals are going to be considered. So that is the reason I'm telling you, take your internals very seriously. Finally, no lockdown, no tension. You all go to the schools even in November, December, or even in the future in March, April. But one important thing is, even if there is no lockdown, You will have only MCQ test in term 1, but in case of term 2, it's going to be a descriptive question paper. So whatever happens, whatever, the heaven falls on earth, whatever happens, term 1 is going to be MCQ test. It's not going to be descriptive test at all, and it will happen in the schools or some exam center that the school will give you, and marks will be distributed equally between the two exams. Clear hai? Last condition, there is a lockdown right now but no lockdown in the future. तो ये जो lockdown है, MCQ test will happen online or offline, घर में, it will be something like that, and no lockdown in the future. So the descriptive question paper will happen, and your second term exam marks will be considered for more weightage for grading you to the next level. Got the idea how the grading will happen? Is there any question for anyone? You want to think for a few seconds? No? That's great. That's great. So if you have questions, you can put on the chat. Let me enable the chat for a few seconds. Okay, you can chat with me. Yeah, you will be able to see the host option and you can ask your questions one by one. Now comes the interesting part. Remember, I still did not split up MCQ to a large extent. I'm just speaking about internals ko jo humne divide kiya hai. Uske alawa I did not speak anything. There is a good question coming up. Mohammed asks that there will be negative marking or not. No, there will be no negative marking. Exam shuru nahi hua and you're already scared, right? Don't worry, there won't be any negative marking like that happens in common entrance exam or NTSE or regional mathematical Olympiad and things like that. Aisa nahi hoga. It's going to be a proper exam. I'll tell you what exactly will happen. We'll talk about that. Yeah, is there any other question? You can put it on the chat, students. I'll be able to see that. Now I'm going to show you what are the portion that will come and what will not come, and that I'm going to show you in the form of colors. You can see the same thing even in Super Teacher official app. Yeah, in term 1, how many questions and will it be tough? So Dhruva asks, in term 1, how many questions? So number of questions is still not decided. This is how the number of questions is going to come. No, it's not decided, but it's going to be a 90-minute paper. That's decided, and it might have different sections. I'll talk about that. I have a separate slide on that. I'll talk about it. Mayank, will it be tough? I don't know. It depends upon your preparation. Mayank, you do one thing. If you're able to answer all the questions that I ask you today in the end of the session, which is going to start in another 5 to 10 minutes maximum, you'll definitely score 40 out of 40. I'm going to have a proper method. I'm going to give you fantastic tips and tricks with which everybody over here will be able to score full. You don't have to worry about it. 40 out of 40 is guaranteed. Of course, nothing happens without hard work. Thoda sa padhai karna padega. But if you do it with me, we all will study together in a proper period of time, because I've got some technical, scientifically proven methods with which if you start studying, you will definitely score 40 out of 40. And there's no secret and all. I'm going to directly tell you. There is a model called a spaced repetition model. Kabhi suna hai spaced repetition model ke bare mein? It's a technique with which if you study, you will definitely able to score a fantastic mark and you won't forget the things. We'll talk about it. So this is how the whole paper is going to be distributed. No, I'm talking about the portion. So here in this case, whatever I'm going to show in green background, that's going to be the existing syllabus. Whatever I'm going to show in red background, that's totally removed. Whatever I'm going to show in blue background, it might come or it may not come. Say, for example, let's go to the next slide. So here you can see that there are a lot of green. I'm talking about 10th standard science, chemical reactions and equations. Do you like this chapter, by the way? Say yes or no. You can put it in the chat. It's a good chapter, actually. You have to learn things in a very nice way. You'll definitely enjoy the process. So chemical reactions and equations are going to be one of the chapters. And here in this case, you can see the ones which are present in red. Last May, there is effects of oxidation reactions in everyday life. That's not going to come. Don't study for it. There is a topic called as writing a chemical equation written in blue. They have not mentioned, CBSE did not mention about it, but without studying that, you cannot go to balanced chemical equations. So you might have to study that even if it's not mentioned. So that's why it's kind of uncertain. Yeah, but things that are there in red, it's definitely not going to come. This is directly as per CBSE. In this chapter, even rancidity and corrosions are not going to come. The topics of rancidity and corrosion are not going to come. That's interesting, right? So here in this case, acids, bases, and salts, it's a very interesting thing that Acids and bases are there, but the salts they have totally removed. Let me click on this. 1 second, I'm facing some trouble. Yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I don't know why. Yeah, the notifications. So here in this case, acid, bases, and salts. Salts are not going to come, but acids and bases are going to come. So यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो, metals and non-metals, occurrence of metals, extraction of metals. All these things are not going to be there. So in this way, I have the complete information about all the chapters one by one, where what is present, including maths, including science, including English, including social. And if you want to know all these information, students, you have to please log into your mobile app called as Super Teacher Official. I'm going to give you one more important tip over here. I am regularly conducting lessons and live sessions on how to solve max questions, how to solve chemistry equations and things like that, keeping MCQs as an important tool in my mind. And and just not that, after talking about all these things, I'm also conducting proper exams, and these exams I call that as test series. So for every chapter of maths and science, or even social and English, over the period of time, maths and science, you will have two mock tests, two mock tests per chapter. So totally, if you actually count, I do not know if you did that, for maths and science for term 1 there are 14 chapters. Do you know that? No. Now for 14 chapters, I'm going to conduct 2 tests for each chapter. In that case, 28 will happen. And apart from that, I'm going to conduct a proper mock test for the whole maths as a subject, science as a subject, totally, which I'm going to do 12 times for all the subjects. I'll be doing it for maths, I'll be doing it for science, social, English, put together 12 times. So totally, I'm going to conduct 28 plus 12 exams, which is going to be 40 exams with all fantastic questions. Some of you would have attempted the free mock test that happened on August 17th. Some scored really good marks, some scored kind of okayish, some did not score at all properly. So to give proper guidance right from the basics, I'll be talking about different concepts out there. And we will discuss that today also. Let's see how well we can discuss that. Yeah. So my point here is, I'm giving all these things at a certain cost, and the cost is, I'll talk about the cost, and the program name is called as Master Plan to Excel. You know what Excel stands for in Roman letters? Excel, you might know about it. It stands for 40. Yeah, 40 out of 40. That's the reason Master Plan to Excel. So I'll give you a proper idea. And what do you mean by retaining the information? I told you, right? I'll give you some tips and tricks on how to retain information for a long time. And there is something called a spaced repetition model. So there is a model in which, if you follow that algorithm, you'll be able to remember things for a long time with putting minimum efforts. If we are all sitting together right now and learning the concept of HCF and LCM today, after 2 days, you have to revise it for some 15 minutes, just 15 minutes. After 2 days, it has to be for 7 days. And after 7 days, it has to be for 14 days. And after 14 days, it has to be for 28 days. Bus. Itna kiya na, you will remember the concepts permanently. And that's the video also, which says that we have to flatten the curve. Flatten the curve, मतलब ऐसा नीचे जाता है तो सब भूल जाते हो आप. अगर straight रहा, तो you will remember things for a long time. So that is what my plan is, and I'm going to share all these things with you via app. And the course that you can look into is called as Master Plan to Excel. It'll have a cost written as 2,999, 2,999, and it is coming at a discount today and yesterday, basically because of Raksha Bandhan. So if you put a code called as Rakhi 10, you will be able to get a 10% discount on the whole product, and you'll be able to access the complete course. I request you to please buy this. Strain a little bit, ask your parents. You don't have to do anything else in your life. This is more than sufficient. Yeah, spend that little bit of amount of 3,000 rupees, and once you do that, not even 3,000, it's going to be around 2,800 or something like that. I'm not sure. Like, calculate the discount, and the moment you get the discount, you will be able to look into it. Let me show you the app right away. I'm going to share my mobile phone screen, and I'm going to show you how the app looks like. And I'm also going to show you the question paper from where to buy. Okay, I come here. Okay. I'm the co-host. I am sharing the screen. 1, 2, 3. You're able to see my mobile screen? Absolutely, you're able to. So all you have to do is you have to go to this app called as Super Teacher. Yeah, this is how it will look like. And right after that, click on that. The moment you click on that, this is how it will get opened up. Yeah, and here in this case, you will have batches, you have chats, you have reports. So lots and lots of information will be present on this. So you can click on home, or you can click on the store, and you can see that there is the live course that's going on. Step up master plan to Excel. This is the most important thing that I would like to tell across for everyone. Just click on that. The moment you click on that, it will take you to a new window, and here the course has already started. But for everyone, whenever you're buying, it will start from the beginning only. You can schedule a live class. I mean, as a teacher, I can do that. I can click on go live. I'm a teacher right now, and you'll get the video lessons of some of your chapters, all the chapters in fact, over the period of time, and lots of information based on you know uh, videos on different websites across. So all you have to do is you just have to click on buy as an option. In your mobile phone, you'll get buy as an option, and you'll be able to buy the complete thing. If you want to look at the content, you can click on the content. You'll have sample test. You can see that there are 4 free sample tests. It's there. Max ka real number and polynomial is present. Science ka you have chemical reactions and equations. So all these things you can access, and these are free of cost initially. I mean, if you buy this completely 2999, you have got a lot of information which are free. And you have seen that here in week 1 how many videos you're supposed to do. Week 2, what are the things you're supposed to learn. So in this way, for everyone who buys it, they'll get the complete video of what should be present, what should not be present. Here you can see Khan Academy videos are there for whatever chapters you would like to have. So this one app can give you lots and lots of clarity on any concept of your 10th standard, so that you can score 40 out of 40 for sure. So I request you to please download this app and know more about this. As simple as that. You can click on the step up master plan to Excel. You can click on buy as an option, and the moment you click on buy, you'll have to pay an amount of 3,000, and that's done. This is how it's going to be. And if you want to know the more about the complete program, even on website, it's available. You have to click on the link that's being shared by Sairam right now, and you can access the complete information. And whenever there is a live event that's happening where we keep talking about different things, so you can come live by clicking on batches. The moment you click on batch, see, already there are 9,175 students who are part of this. I'll click on this, and then there are a lot of options like mark your attendance. On the top, I can launch an assignment. I can give some announcement. So today there is an announcement. Join live at 7 p.m. with Vasudevan to discuss real numbers. Yeah, score high in your boards by following a simple learning model at 7 p.m. today. So you guys can join. If you want to download the app, you will get to know the complete information. If I want to give individual tests to Puneet or Dhruva or Varshini or Sana, that also I can do. I can click on assign a test, and I can give practice test, class test, online test. I can even add a student name. I have everybody's name. So depending on the requirement, so that also could be done. So this is with respect to the app. I hope everybody got an idea. And even the thing that we are speaking right now, even that's getting recorded. It's going to be there on the app, and even on the official YouTube channel, Super Teacher Official. You can make a note of it and subscribe to the channel. Here we go. We are going to the last part of the session today, and I'm going to discuss with you some of the concepts. I share my screen. So here in this case, as I told you, in green background, whatever is present, it's going to be there for your exam. And yeah, the last area is called as competency-based assessment. Now, what do you mean by competency-based assessment? It's all about how well you relate your conceptual subject or conceptual understanding with your daily life examples or real life. As simple as that. See, there are many students or many players in a cricket team, right? Some have their own expertise in their each level. If you ask me, MS Dhoni is not good with opening batting. I mean, he was not, and that's the reason he was getting out multiple times. And when he became a hitter, like 3 down or 4 down, he smashed the balls out of the stadium all the time. Similarly, with respect to Virat Kohli, he's not good with opening. He's good with 2 down or 3 down. The point here, but Rohit Sharma is the best opener. So the point here is, there are some players who, like, they're all cricket players, but everybody has got their own expertise. That's called as competencies. Competency is all about how efficiently you do something. उसमें कितना मेहनत लगता है. That's called as competency. Now this is what is going to be tested this time in MCQ. How it's going to happen? Something like this. So MCQ is going to be divided into multiple areas. 1 second. Yeah. So MCQs is going to be divided into 4 major areas called as simple MCQ, complex MCQ, case-based multiple choice questions, and assertion and reasoning type. You remember internals कैसा divide हुआ था? Periodic, multiple, subject enrichment activities, and portfolio. MCQs divided into simple MCQ, complex MCQ, case-based MCQs, and assertion and reasoning type. So these are the total 4 and 4, 8 types of questions. But यहाँ पे catch है, complex MCQs divided further into 2 parts. Called as sequencing and ordering, and the second one is multiple selection. We'll talk about it. So here in this case, simple MCQ. Hey, I wanted to answer this question. The question is all about Sanjay added a few drops of phenolphthalein indicator to a colorless solution, which turned pink. Which of the following could be the nature of this solution? I am going to launch the poll, and you can answer it on the poll. Can you see the poll on your screen? Which is the right answer? Select that answer and click on submit. Come on, you should know the question. How many of you know this? Sanjay added a few drops of phenolphthalein indicator to a colorless solution, which turned pink. Which of the following could be the nature of the solution? Let me see how many people know the answer. Come on, keep answering. How many students? Out of 43 students, 20 have answered. Keep trying. I want to give more time. 10 more seconds. That's it. That's it. 24 people have already answered. So here in this case, let me stop the poll. I'm going to ask you more questions and share the results. And many students out there has given the option number B, basic in nature. So everybody who said the option to be A, C, D are wrong. B is the right answer. Yeah, phenolphthalein indicator is an indicator that determines if a colorless solution is acid, base, or neutral. If it's basic in nature, the solution turns pink in color. Great. Let's go to the next question. Let me see who first answers this. This is called a simple MCQ. Now we are going to complex MCQ, which is called as multiple selection type and a sequencing or ordering type. Now, multiple selection type, what does it mean? It means that it will have multiple statements and you have to tell which are the statements which are right, something like that. I am going to relaunch the poll. Here we go. The question is, which of the following is a physical change? Melting of ice, burning a paper, tearing a paper, boiling of water. Let me see who first answers this. Come on, students. Physical change. Physical change is a change where no new substance is formed. Yeah, the original substance probably changes its form, but no new substance. Okay, 14 people have answered so far. Come on, students, keep participating. 1, 3, and 4. Many people are going with option B and C. There's a good confusion there. Melting of ice, burning a paper, tearing a paper, boiling of water. Let's see. The time's up. Almost. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody who said the answer to be A, B, D are wrong. The right answer is C. Absolutely. And just like we said, majority of you have given the right answer to be C. Congratulations. Good. You know the chapter. Next question is the type, which is called as ordering type. So यहाँ पे previous it was multiple selection. Now it is more on ordering type. Now, what do you mean by ordering type? So here, identify the correct order of the stage in the life cycle of a butterfly. You know this? Of course, you should know this. Yeah. All the very best. Let me see who first answers this. Option A, B, C. Okay. People have already started answering. Come on. Dhruva, Anjani. Yeah. Sridhar. I hope everybody's giving the right answer. I will wait for 5 more seconds. Come on, give it a try. Is it pupa, adult, egg, caterpillar, or is it caterpillar, egg, adult, pupa, or is it adult, pupa, egg, caterpillar, and then egg, caterpillar, pupa, and adult? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's it. I'm ending the poll. And the moment I end the poll, I share the results. Everybody who said the answer to be A are right. The people who said B, C, D are wrong. This is called as sequencing and ordering type of a question. I hope you got the point. We went through two types of questions. One is called as a simple MCQ, a plain simple question, and an option. Second is complex MCQ, which is divided into two more types: multiple selection and sequencing and ordering type. As abhi question aayega. Let's go to the next type. Now this is called as case-based MCQ, which gives you a proper clarity on some kind of a scenario. यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो, during the recent pandemic times, there was a sudden rise in the requirement of oxygen in the hospitals. As a result, oxygen concentrators were in high demand. You know that, right? Some people spent lakhs and lakhs of amount to buy this. There are two variants of the oxygen concentrators. Now, what do you mean by oxygen concentrator? Getting the oxygen to the patient. Yeah. One is called as air-based, which produce oxygen from the air by removing the other constituents. And the second one is called as water-based, which produce oxygen from water by splitting. Now, these machines were literally lifesavers for the patients suffering from COVID. Okay, so the air based में क्या होता है, like वो nitrogen हटा देते, सिर्फ oxygen होता है. It's like in air you have got 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen. You know that, right? Similarly, in case of water based, they pass electricity in water, which is H2O. They remove H plus and O minus ion separately, and they use only those oxygen for giving it to the patients. These are the two types of concentrators. The question: what changes are going on in the air-based and the water-based oxygen concentrators while they're producing the changes, oxygen? All the very best. Are you ready? I'll launch the poll. Answer the question. I'll wait for a few seconds. I'll wait for a few seconds. Fantastic, fantastic. Keep doing it, students. Almost done. Almost done. We're there at the last part of the session. Okay, that's great. That's great. I'm ending the poll in 3, 2, 1. That's it. That's it. That's it. So everybody who said, I'm sharing the results. Okay, everybody who said option A, definitely no. No, there is a new substance formed in case of the second area, water-based oxygen. Air-based में कुछ नहीं है, physical change है. The first one should be physical change, second one should be chemical change. Where is the option? A, B, C, C तो नहीं है. D is the right answer. Everybody who said the option A, B, C are wrong. Only 3 people said D is the right answer, and you're right. That's great. Let's go to the next question. Now here in this, which type of reaction takes place in the oxygen producing process in the water-based concentrators? Okay. So water-based में क्या हो रहा है? H and O are getting separated. What is it called as? What is it called as? Are you ready? I'm relaunching the poll. I hope everybody got the poll. Start answering it on the poll. Okay, okay. I'm going to stop the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Here we go. I end the poll. I end the poll. The moment I end the poll, I'm sharing the results. And you can see that most of you have given B as the right answer. And some of you have given ACD. So B is absolutely the right answer. ACD is wrong. It's a decomposition reaction. You understood? So this is how the questions will be coming. So Mayank, is it really tough? No, not that tough, right? In the splitting of water in the water-based concentrator, which energy is the driving factor? Now that's a good question. Try to answer this question. Am I looking? Yeah. In the splitting of water in the water-based concept, which energy is the driving factor? Let me launch the poll back again. I click relaunch the poll. I think you are able to see that. Choose the option. Light energy, sound energy, thermal energy, electrical energy. In water-based concentrator, which energy is the driving factor? Is it light energy, A, B, sound energy, C, thermal energy, and D, electrical energy? नीचे लिखा भी है. You cannot go wrong with this. I click on end poll in 3, 2, 1. I'm closing it. The moment I end the poll, and you can see that Nobody has given the answer to be B. I'm very happy about it. Option A and C are wrong. Option D is the right answer. Absolutely. Absolutely. So here in this case, yeah, it'll keep coming. There are a lot of questions that I wanted to talk about. So these are some of the question types that will be coming, students. This is called as the case-based study questions, wherein there'll be a case given and multiple questions will be there. Finally, the last type of question is called as assertion and reasoning type of question. Assertion reasoning type of question is all about, they give you two statements and you have to justify. All concentrated assets are strong and all dilute assets are weak. The reason is strong assets have lower pH than weak assets. Now you have to tell if both are correct, and if both are correct, if the reason is the correct explanation or if the reason is a wrong explanation. Assertion is correct, but the reason is wrong. So look at the option. Depending upon the option, you're going to do this. I hope everybody got the answer. Yeah, concentrated solutions are those which have D is the right answer. Assertion is wrong. All concentrated assets are strong and all dilute assets are weak. No, we can have a strong acid ka dilute solution. We can have a weak acid ka dilute solution. So it's like it's more on the solute and solvent concept. So if you are having a doubt on this, I'll come live very soon on chemistry chapters and talk about all these things in detail. This is with respect to fourth question. This is called as assertion and reasoning type. Yeah. So in this way, students, all your exams are like the questions are divided into multiple areas, different types of MCQs, different types of internal assessments, and each are 4 you know what internals are: periodic, multiple, subject enrichment, and portfolio. In case of MCQ, simple, complex, case based, and assertion. Complex is further divided into two major areas called as ordering and sequence, and multiple selection. So this is how your exam question paper pattern is going to be. 20 to 25% extra and additional questions will be given to the students. That means if the whole question paper is having 50 questions, you will be given with an additional 5 this question, like 60 questions, and you can attempt any 50 questions, something like that. But suppose if you attempt all the 60 questions, only the first 50 will be considered for marking, for grading. So remember, it's very important for you to choose the right questions and answer. 20% of the question paper is going to be case-based questions, which will be incorporated on the question paper. You understood? So out of 50 questions, if it's 20% to 5, 10. Yeah, so 10 questions will be more on case-based questions, and remaining 40 questions will be more on the remaining types, which you know already. So this is something that you need to know, students, and these are some of the tips that you can get into. To know more about all these things, we will make sure that I keep coming live on Super Teacher official app, and even discuss with you the master plan to Excel. It's very simple. I keep requesting all the students out there to please look into master plan to Excel, talk to your parents, and start your course. Some of the chapters are already covered in the school. You hardly have time. August already got ended. Like we just have September, October, then in the month of November you have exam. Within 2 months you have to cover a lot of information, and to do in a fast track pace, with proper understanding, with regular touch in the complete thing, with proper support. So what will happen if you buy master plan to Excel? Even if you have some kind of a doubt, you can chat with us at any time. We can have a video chat as well, for that matter. We'll be keeping on conducting live sessions, which you can participate only when you pay for that. So I request everyone to please look into Super Teacher official app, and click on the master plan to Excel, and to step up master plan to Excel, to buy the product and start using them as soon as possible. I request the parents out there to please help the students in getting the best that they can, at this time in the case of COVID situation. I really feel that it can be done very easily. So requesting everybody to please participate accordingly. That's it. This is almost the last part. So I request all the students to download the app and know more information. Even today at 7 o'clock, I'm going live, but that's for all the students. You don't have to pay anything for that. But yeah, over the period of time, looking forward for you to buy some classes, master plan to Excel, where we will be giving a proper hand-holding support, lending you a hand-holding support throughout the process of learning. 40 mock tests is not an easy task. And once it's done, I'm 100% sure you are completely eligible to score 40 out of 40. As simple as that. Yeah. So that's it from my side, students. It was great interacting with you. I hope everybody got benefited out of it. Yeah, Mandar, Sana, Varshini, Dhruva, Punit, up to a certain extent. Please click on the website link to know more about Step Up program and participate in that. So happy Sunday evening. I would like to see you in further workshops and seminars. But right now, I would like to see you at 7 o'clock on the app itself. We'll study HCF and LCM. Shall we do that? Chalo. Thank you so much, student. Have a nice time. Take care. Bye.